Okay, well, as they say in the show world, let's get this show on the road, right? So let's get in this good old Plum Crazy. Plum Crazy. Why do they call it Plum Crazy? Does anybody really know that? Where did they come up with that, huh? So let's get in this good old beast. Kids already leave the car around. Or hurry, go sit in it. So it's already like, yeah, wow. Need to move it back. Good news is, you got these. It's so dark in here. It's crazy. I mean, why is this car? This is all my little things here are all turned off. There you go. So you can see right here that you got the different seat settings, which I need to do that because the kid is going to want to drive this car. I mean, wow. So I'm going to go ahead and set me. I'll be number 2. Oh, that's too bad. See that? I already screwed it up. Jesus Christ. All right, let's get this bad boy out of the garage. Got my seat a little better adjusted. I mean, and even my steering wheel feels now like it should adjust that. It's just so many things. Buy these cars like I do all the damn time. I just took care of the tire pressures. Got my home link. Oh yeah, look at this here. All the mirrors are set wrong. So I'm gonna have to literally park this car right now because whoever played around this car before I bought it, all the settings are way off. All right, what a project. What a project. Here I am driving this car that so much is the drag car on a gravel driveway up to a good old horse show. Can I get out of here? My buttons aren't working. Does that work? So that one did. My barn one didn't work. But anyways, the car is pretty, pretty tame. When you don't have these loud exhausts in these cars, as so many know, it's times just mundane. And that's what I complain all the time about these Mopar products, is for the amount of money you spend, you'd think they'd put these active exhaust flaps, controls in these vehicles where a person could change out the different notes. I mean, I talked about this yesterday just coming home, is these cars have gotten so expensive, but yet all the amenities haven't really followed with the price. I mean, they've cut out in some of these, well, this does have the leather Alcantara interior. I didn't really kind of notice that last night because I saved on buying this car, but it does have the leather trim seats. So I misspoke last night. So that's good to know. It's at the leather trim panels. I mean, yeah, did this just kind of happen out of a spur of the moment? It really did. I can't emphasize enough. I just really wasn't on the page of me buying this car. I mean, I was never on the page. And in all sincereness, my feelings have been that Dodge has gotten so expensive with these cars, you're so much better off buying the used car than the new one, because these things are just so expensive. Wow. So even for me, being the Mopar enthusiast that I am, which I really am, I think some people think that I kind of went all Ford, but no, I like all brands of cars. And for the record, I sold my GT500s, and I've kept my Hellcats and Mopars. But here's the thing, this car here in the non-SRT mode, it's interesting. I noticed this yesterday in the Dodge Challenger. It gets the drone noise because I think right now one of the engines is in the deactivation mode to save on fuel. So am I in like a 4-cylinder mode right now? So right now, and it's so kind of like gaudy feeling. So I think you have to go to the SRT pages. That's what I call them. It's the drive modes in this car. You have to go to the drive modes, and you have to change this, the ride in this car, so that it doesn't have. See, now it's giving me the V8 motor, but you got to go to that sport mode to get a little bit more fun out of this car. And for right now, I just kind of wanted to break the car in a little bit, kind of see its attitudes. But oh my gosh, that deactivation is such the drone and so lame in this car right now. And it's like, yikes. So here we go. Thank goodness it's actually a pretty good day. It's not real wet roads, not real cold, because in this car here, this has the all-around drag radials. And for me, I haven't even looked at the brand, but I can just feel, can you hear that? It's so obnoxious. So I think I'm going to go here to sport mode, if I can even do it. Driving down the road here without crashing my car. But can you even do it? I think you can. So I should have gone to sport. So yeah, electronic stability control has been turned off. So now you got to go back down here and turn this back on. Okay, so does that change that all V8 noise? Okay, so it seems like it has. Seems like now that not running on all 8 cylinders has kind of changed. So this is kind of where the car. Look at this here. I thought I turned this on. So this is so stupid. So I got to go to a whole different setting down here. Oh, so I'm in the wrong area. So I just turned off the lane assist. And no, we want to go to the track. Okay, so now I got, nope, it's still off. Wow. Okay, there it is. Okay, I can't emphasize enough to anybody that buys one of these cars. If you turn off that traction control, I can probably guarantee you're going to put this car in the ditch. It happens all the time, especially the Hellcats. Great length. But right now, these tires, you can really feel and hear these tires. And now that I got in sport mode, see, she's a little bit more aggressive. Patterns and stuff. And once again, I kind of really do want to, I don't want to just rag this thing out right out of the gate. I really do want to try to break this car in and get some driving time. But these Dodge Chargers, they are so much fun. And it's not like a radical difference from the Dodge Challenger. So anybody out there is like, yeah, but get the Dodge Charger and you're going to feel like it's a big old 4-door sedan. You really don't. I mean, in all reality, this car doesn't feel really any different than my Challenger in so many aspects. The biggest thing right now is I can feel these big ass drag radials on this car. These are an 18-inch wheel package and they're just massive tires. And so that's what I was just saying here a second ago, was if this was a wet, rainy morning day and it was cool out, I don't think I'd drive this car, because I think this car would bust loose. I mean, this is such a true car designed really to go to the track. But what's interesting is usually the rear tires. Usually the rear tires that you're focused on for this car, because this is more of a straight line, take it to the track, 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile run car. It isn't so much the road race car. So it's interesting why Dodge did all around drag radials, if you want to call them, race tires, whatever the category. Why'd they even do that? I don't know. This car a really cool look. I think it's really cool, but I can so feel through the steering and the personality of this car that it really is this really, robust performance feeling vehicle. I love the front of the hood with this white Super Beast sticker. That's just so cool. I just love the Plum Crazy. And the Plum Crazy is a love or hate type of color. And for many people, even for men, I think a lot of them would be like, no way, I'm in the purple car. I ain't doing it. My daughter just loves this. Last night, if you watched my video, years ago, I ordered my first new generation Dodge Charger SRT while I waited for my Dodge Charger Hellcat to become available. So I ordered a B5 Blue Dodge Charger, all loaded up with all the technology, and very similar to this car. And when it came in, I had to sacrifice a car for a car. So I gave up my 2014 Dodge Challenger RT package with, I think it was the TA, no, it's an RT package, the 5.7 liter, Plum Crazy, white stripe down the side of it, chrome Traeger looking wheels, really cool car. Daughter just loved when I pulled up with that car to pick her up from school. She just loved that car. But that was basically the previous generation design interior than what the 15 was. So when my 15 Charger came in, I traded that car for the new B5 Blue. My daughter, I'm not lying to you, she was in tears. She was crying when I came home that I gave up that car. And then over the weeks and even close to the month, when we'd go through the Leesburg area and drive by that dealership, she would see that car sitting on the parking lot for sale, and she would literally start to tear up. And I just about bought that car back. But then what's really interesting in my life's adventures of buying cars and trucks and motorcycles, I put an order in 2014 for the 2015 brand new Hellcat. And I was one of the first that put the order in at that Dodge dealership. It was like a September 7th or something like that, release date to put your order in, the order banks, and I put my first order in at the dealership. But I never, and this is for a Hellcat, and I never got the order. I never got the deal. So you got to be December, January, and then it kind of came to be, I kind of figured out the owner, in my view, had favored my order to a friend of his. So, but the thing is, and some people be like, oh, that's ridiculous. That guy, why would you ever go back to that dealership? Yeah, I'm just a person of life. Sometimes it pays to be respectful of your situation, because sometimes it plays out to your advantage. This is my point. I ordered a white Dodge Hellcat, even though I so questioned that order. Well, come to be 2016, so I sat it out. But this is what I did in the meantime. I was so aggravated by that, I ordered a Dodge Challenger, Jazz Blue, really nice optioned out, $392 Challenger. So I just went ahead and ordered that instead. And meanwhile, I'm enjoying my B5 Blue Charger. So meanwhile, come to find out, the 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat has Plum Crazy come available. So I'm like, wow. There you go. So for my daughter, that was really huge for my daughter, because now I'm like, okay, I can get a Dodge Challenger back in the Plum Crazy color, and my daughter would be, oh, this is so cool, because that was her favorite color car. So sure enough, I ordered that car, and eventually I got that car, I think I don't know if it was like November, I think, of 2015 for a 2016 model. So I had that car for about a year and a half, I think, 2 years, and eventually I sold it. And once again, the kid was bummed on that, but I moved on to different other cars and the stories get heavy and deep. Whole point is, I now have been away from the Plum Crazy color car for, I would say, maybe now close to 5 years. I would say 4 definitely. And so when I came home last night with this car, my daughter was just ecstatic. And she's so on the page that she's just like, this is mine. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So wow. Yeah, just the never-ending car stories. And for me, for this to have played out yesterday, if you're watching my videos, it was never, ever planned. And wow, the smoke show's gone and the Plum Crazy's here. Hey, let's go to the horse show and see if I can get this pretty car up the driveway without ruining it, right? As we country here, beautiful, just beautiful weather up here, really is. Typically these horse shows are very cold days. A lot of times they're rainy days, and you just stand outside and you're freezing. Now, unfortunately, my daughter was misinformed what time the show starts today. It was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but she was told at 9 o'clock. So now, by the time I get there, everybody's there getting there late. So we get some video time of my daughter competing in a nice little horse show, local show here for the barn and all that good stuff. This car, man, you can just feel this thing huge on these tires. And I guess you can kind of hear the exhaust. And it's just a really cool, fun vehicle. Now, one really cool thing about the Dodge Charger, which makes no sense on the Challenger, this has the auto up, window, and down. It makes no sense why the Dodge Challenger doesn't have that feature. So here we are. It's really incredible. Already this car, you really have to pay attention on this vehicle because these tires are so big. I can just feel how this car maneuvers itself around as you go down the road. Is it a walk? Not radical, but you can just see how you really have to kind of really stay in touch with this steering wheel and the way this car drives because these big ass tires. Now these are drag radial tires, and I would be amazed if you got 10,000 miles out of them. I don't even know. It's all about the look. It's all about the color. It's all about the fun factor in these Dodge Chargers. The Mopar product is just so much fun. You have to ask yourself the question, did somebody actually order this, or did the dealer actually order it? And I don't know. In many ways, I can believe the dealer ordered it, but in many ways too, where we are in today's car market, I could believe that somebody ordered it, and sadly, they, couldn't make the deal go. It's very expensive, and I mean, it really is. That's just something I really want to do. I still want to get out my B5 Blue 2015 Maroony sticker, the manufacturer's window sticker you get with the car when you buy it, and I would just love to compare the pricing. I swear, back in 2015, which even for me, it's very hard to believe, you're now talking 8 years ago, over 8 years ago that I bought that car. And what was, I swear it was like 52 grand. I think. I could be wrong. But wow, now you're 8 years later. I mean, not anymore. 8 years, that's a good amount of time. At 3%, inflation, that's 24%. Yeah, at that number there, this car should be like 60 grand. But what people don't realize, and even for myself, this has the wide body package. Well, the wide body package with the fender flares and the bigger wheels and tires, a very conservative number. That's a 4 grand, 5 grand upgrade package. Very conservative. So for the 3% inflation over each year that they do with the annual index, this car, as I just said, should be like 62, 63. You add in the wide body, you're about a $67,000, $68,000 car. So it isn't like this car is radically out of proportion to the inflation. But for the average person, I'm sure that's my age, you're going to say over the last 10 years, my income has not doubled. I'm sure many people would be like, I've been making 70, 80 grand a year, 90 grand a year now, and my income is now not like $1.50, $1.80. That's the challenge. All right, here we are. Intersection to head over to the horse show. I have spoken so many times about the Dodge Scat Pack package, and I can't emphasize enough. Package is such a fun car, and for those people that have to have the Hellcat, yeah, I'm one of them. But at the same time, these cars are so much fun, and I can't emphasize enough that when I actually traded back in my B5 Blue Dodge Charger 2015 for my red 2016, I really was kind of like, at some point, kind of like, wow, did I make the right decision? Vineyard and barn, and here I go up this nasty gravel driveway. So we're going to hear these rocks just totally stick to this car. So am I going to just trash my car now because it's going to be all dust and dirt and I'm going to have to clean it later? But I just want to drive the car, man. I'm sorry. I just have to drive this car. So I'm driving it. Yeah. Will the wife's eyes roll when I pull up in it? Yeah, they will. Once again, I really felt like, wow. Did I really? Because this thing has the control. The adaptive cruise control was around back in 2015. And I just really liked that. So for me, I just in some ways felt like, did I make the right decision? Because the power in these cars and the lower end speeds is so very close to each other as you kind of launch off. All right, let's get up here and check out the car show. Yeah, listen to my car. Listen to it. Does anybody watch my channel? It's like, you're freaking already just pitting the hell out of your paint. You don't even have mud guards on the car. You're already just doing, can you stand it? But come on. Didn't the Dukes of Hazzard's Dodge Charger go through the backwoods and the roads and just rip up everything and jump everything? Come on. Isn't that the true heritage of this car? It's the back road and just all out, flat out, badass. Yikes. This is where we board our horse. Beautiful facility. Great friends with the owner. And the crowd is up there. So I'm a little late. The kids' Ram truck is up there. Are my friends Chris and Shannon here? I think they are. So I'm the late one here. I wonder why. And do I get a decent parking spot? I think I am. So it's just more of the local, the people here that board their horses, the people here that train their horses. It's more of that. This isn't some national or area event. This is more about me coming to see my daughter, who will be in the show. And I'm going to pull up right behind Chris. How about this idea, huh? There we go. There it is. And there they are.